Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines. So in today's episode we will be fixing this horrendous issue of traffic that we have, and this continues all along our city. We have 3 outside connections to our city and every single one of those connections are jammed. Now the reason being a single service intersection which is over here. Now this is not being able to handle the amount of traffic it is getting, and we are at about 62%, so something serious has to be done. So let's get started. Now instead of rebuilding the small service intersection, I find it worthwhile building another connection point, since we have a nice bypass road over here, and this will allow traffic to get more options to get into and out the farming industry. Now this should help reduce the amount of traffic that the service intersection is getting. So let's see how this works out. Okay, so to build the connection, let's start by building a access point from the highway. So to do that, I will first build the diverging connection points from either side of the highway, and I'm planning to make sure that they merge into one road, so it will be easier for me to work with them, and then I'll figure out a way to merge them into the bypass road. Now by the looks of it, I think we will be needing a lot of landscaping in this episode, which is fine. I like when bridges go up and down. The reason I'm not building on the other side is because I will be needing that space for the production building for our farming industry. So that's the reason I'm not using that area. So as you can see, the bypass road is now going off up. Now I need to build the merges to the highway, and then I'll figure out a way to connect these up, and let's see how that works. This specific connection was quite difficult to make, but the way I got around it is, first I dug up some land over here and sloped that down so that the diverge road is quite low. Now we need to go across it, so we need to be quite tall as well, and the diverge road was coming in the way. So now it's still not working. So what I did was I filled up some land, sloped it down, so that should mean we are higher up than before. Now we should be able to go off up. Yeah, so the blue line is there. Okay, so that's how I got around this connection, and now I'll just make it smooth. Nothing was working, so I ended up destroying the highway above and first made the inside connection. Now I could make the highway taller, so it should mean that we won't have this problem anymore. Finally, now we can connect to the highway and diverge from the highway as well. Now we need to make the final merge to the highway, which is going to be over here. And since the highway is so tall, I think a spiral connection would be the best option here. So let's see how that works out. Okay, so with that we have successfully diverged and merged onto the highway, which is good. Now we only need to connect to the service intersection, which should be easier. Let's see how this turns out to be. So now I'm digging up some land to make sure that the bypass road goes above us as a bridge, so that we could go underneath to build the merges and the diverges. Okay, I've just realized why this was not working. The reason being that this game is set up in American style highway, and the connection I made was like a British highway, if that makes sense. Basically means that I need to switch off my diverges and the merges road so that it actually matches with the road that I have got standard with the game. And then only it will work. I'm so stupid for this. I need to redo this again. Okay, so I have switched off the roads, so now it should work. Okay, so by the looks of it, this connection is going to need some serious landscaping to make sure that the connections work. So I could build above the existing bridge, but I like to make things complicated, so be it. I will just dig up some land and make my life more difficult. I mean, it should look cool with the landscaping tool. It always look cool when you go down and do things like that, so the end results should be very good. Okay, so the connections now make sense. Now I will just use the move it mode so that the connections are actually smooth and make sure that the slopes of the connections make sense. And then I'll use some lane connectors here and there so that the traffic actually follows the rules. Okay, so I'll also add a toll booth so that the people actually pay for coming in here. I don't want a lot of traffic to come here. I want only the essential trucks that want to go into the farming industry and want to go quicker to the city to use these connections. Otherwise this will be overwhelmed, and I don't want them not to use the main connection. So the toll booth prevents that, and it should work very nicely. Okay, a lot of trucks are choosing the new connections over the old connection, which is very good. It should mean that the traffic will slowly die down. At least the connection is working. That's what I'm happy about. It's not that we built a massive connection and no one is using. It is very popular, which is very good. Now the traffic will slowly die down, and we will decorate this connection so that it looks nice. And looking at the traffic, we are already about 71%, which is very good. So now let's decorate. In this episode we dug up a lot of land, so to make some retaining walls I've thought of using some stones, some bushes and some rocks rather than just using key walls. It makes it look very interesting, and I feel like this is nicer than just using key walls. Of course I will be using key walls in the most steepest area, but I've never tried using bushes and stones, so let's see how it looks. And I will use some trees of course in the outer lines, and since at the time of recording we have just passed 500 subscribers, so I thought of utilizing the middle area to make a memorial site. So this highway intersection is sort of a memorial site to our YouTube milestone as well. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for supporting me. If you go look back at my first videos, it was completely hideous. I'm trying to up my quality every time I upload. So yeah, I think I will reach 1,000 subscribers if I keep on improving and eventually get there. So thank you for supporting. Now this is not the end of the video. Please don't click off. We are still yet to do a lot of things here. We need to use some intersection marking tool and turn off some road here because the bypass road has a lot of lanes. We need to turn off those lanes and make sure that those roads are covered, and then I will put in some montages. Okay, as you can see, the intersection that was completely rammed with traffic is not anymore. It's very free, it's working very nicely, which is absolutely amazing, and everyone is using the highway, which is very good as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We just reached 500, so that's amazing. And yeah, please do check out my other videos of farming industry and the build of the city itself. I have playlists on my channels. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Bye bye.